And the NFL season has been accomplished. In my final pick, it was 8-8, and my overall it was 183 to 89. There's no ties for the second time this season right here without any ties so far. So as you can see there, surprisingly, the Panthers shocked the Falcons. The Bears stunned the Packers to ending the losing skid since the beginning of the Madhouse, Maryland. Then the Chiefs lose to the Broncos in a shutout. And then the Lions clinched the NFC North, a huge dominant over the showdown with the Minnesota Vikings. So now the season is over. The playoffs are now start. The two of the best teams and three of the best record third teams there, the Chiefs, Lions, and Eagles. And now with the playoffs are now we are underway, and that's gonna be good feeling here today. The road to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. Here's the matchups in the AFC. The Chargers take on the Texans. The 5-4 matchup. The AFC North fiercest rivalry will meet again. The Steelers take on the Ravens in 6-3 matchup. The Broncos take on the Bills or 7-2 matchup. And the NFC, the Vikings take on the Rams or 5-4 matchup. Commanders take on the Bucks 6-3 matchup. And the Packers take on the Eagles, the 7-2 matchup. So further ado, we're gonna go and have it, and unfortunately there's not have any scoreboard. We don't have any score anymore, so we're right now. And again, a sending by Mac at free. Limited time offer to get off. So you need to get off through Mac at free by starting background recording, so we get out here. So now, without further ado, we're gonna start it and enjoy. Start up in the AFC. The 5 seed Chargers and the 4 seed Texans. And I think gonna get easy here is Justin Herbert still to go. But the Chargers, we're gonna dominate over the Chargers. Over the Texans will win as the both are trying to stop with Houston, Texas. But last season the Chargers are a struggle since Herbert injured in ending the broken finger. They didn't see the struggle since they finished at 5-12. And collapsing because of the injury of Justin Herbert. Now we're back healthy to the playoffs. Next, we got the Steelers and the Ravens. This was the last playoff meeting between those two, Baltimore and Pittsburgh. It was 2014 in the AFC wildcard where the Ravens stunned the Steelers in a huge massacre. And this marks the first time the Ravens beat the Steelers after, I think, in 3 tries. Right now it could be the fifth playoff meeting between those two rivalry. And like I said, they're gonna take the Ravens dominant over the Steelers. This marks the first time the Prime Football Video will play for the playoff games. Only the playoff one exclusively on Prime Video, but it does not have any national yet. The simulcast our only team, the logo of the WF race. So you're gonna take the Ravens for win over the Steelers. Broncos and the Bills. Last playoff meeting between those two teams that was the dating back to 33 years ago since John Elway in the 1991 AFC Championship game when the Broncos lose to the Bills. When the Bills lose in every Super Bowl, well, 4 times in 7 years, I think when we get the Bills will get it done over the Broncos will win it. Move on in the NFC, the Vikings and the Rams, and unfortunately, due to the ongoing to LA caused by fire, as the SoFi Stadium, they will not host for the second playoff game, but they because of actually there was fourth playoff game in the SoFi Stadium, but there will because of due to the ongoing to Los Angeles fire issues the series. Instead, they will host the State Farm Stadium. There will be marks the first time ever. This will be the first ever non-Super Bowl game in the postseason in national site since the beginning of the inaugural Super Bowl won in 1966 in over 59-year history in the National Football League. This was the craziest, weird, never seen this before. There will be the marks the first time there will be non-Super Bowl in the national site in the postseason game ever. Never seen this before. The Vikings are 14-3. That marks the first time the Vikings are 14 wins in the wild card. It's the 5 seed. And the Rams trying another repeated another the Dragon repeated our Super Bowl run. I think we're gonna go starting opposite here at home. I'm gonna take the Rams for a win and beat the Sun. The 14 win Vikings will win it and move on to the next round. Commanders and the Bucks. There's also two teams. Actually, the Vikings Rams are two teams met in the week 8. So in the regular season game, let the Rams beat the Vikings in the close game. So I think to go for the Rams. Commanders and the Buccaneers. There's also two teams met in the week 1. There are two teams met in the week 1. I thought it was the Bucks beat the Commanders. Now they're playoff meeting. So we have the NBC broadcast and an ESPN broadcast with Vikings Rams. So the NBC Commanders and the Bucks. I think the Bucks we're gonna start against the Washington on the home. When the game winning flick on the line, we're gonna go with the Buccaneers. Will win this game over the Commanders. Packers and the Eagles. These two teams, man, actually, yeah. Unfortunately, I forgot the Vikings friends. This was the last playoff meeting between those two. And it was since during Kurt Warner's greatest show of third era in 1999. Commanders Buccaneers. It was the last playoff meeting between those two in 2020, where Tom Brady beats. It was the name of the Washington football team, the only team. Now, the Packers and the Eagles. The last time between those two teams they met, and during the week 1 in Brazil. And the last playoff meeting was 2010 NFC wildcard. But last year, Packers upset the Cowboys at the 7th seed, but they do it again. But the Eagles they losing collapse that last 11 games. They lose the collapse and they finish with 11-6. They lose to the Bucks last year. I think they're gonna take the Eagles, get it done over the Packers. So unlike the last year, the 7th seed beats the 2 as the Packers stun the Cowboys. Keep winning on drawing in. Now moving on to the division round, the Ravens take on the Bills. Last playoff meeting between the two, it was 2020 where the Bills beat the Ravens at the end of the AFC Championship game in the divisional round. Was a hit back in 1993. Then, then there was the last two teams they met in week 4 in the regular season. Regular season where when the Ravens beat the Bills did not have a huge dominant and the Bills get the first loss of the season. So I think I'm gonna get the Bills will get revenge over the Ravens. We'll move on to the AFC title game. Unlike the 2020 style. Chargers and the Chiefs. This last playoff meeting between those two, it was 1992. The Chargers beat the Chiefs in this time, and this time we will meet again as the last last two teams they met twice. The Chiefs beat the Chargers in week 4 and then met in week 14. I think the Chiefs will win this game over the Chargers and move on to the AFC Championship. Buccaneers and the Eagles. There's two teams they met the last season. The Eagles beat the Bucks. The Bucks beat the Eagles twice in the playoff meetings. So far, the Bucks beat the Eagles twice. The Rice are each other in the playoffs since 2002. So the Bucks beat the Eagles last season in the playoffs, and then the two teams they met in the regular season this year, the Bucks beat the Eagles again. So I think I'm gonna sweep revenge for the Eagles will win this game over the Bucks. We'll move on to the NFC Championship. Rams and the Lions, and then do it again here. Matthew Stafford faces Detroit, another former team. Last season, the Lions and the Trout. It was 32-year history in Detroit. So I think the Detroit Lions will make it here, winning by 1 point over the Rams, 24-23. And then actually, they met in the regular season week 1. It was the Lions beat the Rams in overtime, 26-20. But I think we're gonna do the history repeats again for the Detroit Lions. We'll move on to the NFC Championship. Bills and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, another the modern rivalry between Josh Allen and the Patrick Mahomes. This last season, the Chiefs beat the Bills. It was the Tyler Bass missed the field goal to then force the overtime as the Chiefs win the AFC Championship. And then right there, the Chiefs will chance to get another dominance. As actually in the week 11, these two teams met, and as the Bills beat the Chiefs and handle the Chiefs' first loss, I think we'll get revenge for the Chiefs. Will move on to defeat the Buffalo Bills. And then the NFC Championship game, Lions and the Eagles, they never met in the regular season, and because of the Cowboys finished the first last season, it was the Cowboys and Lions that met in week 6. And instead, the Eagles and the Lions, they will meet in the playoffs for the first time since 95-96. It was the almost 60 point for the Eagles. It was 58-37. So Hurts and Goff going to be an NFC title game with the Eagles and Lions on the line. I think the Lions will going to move on to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. And now for Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans, the Chiefs and the Lions, two of the best records in the AFC and the NFC. It's gonna be good now with a chance to. No team had never did a three-peat down in Super Bowl as close as ever seen this before. No team has never been three-peat. Now each team. Alright, Chiefs and Lions, there will be now the chance that after they met in the kickoff in the opening night in week 1. So now we get a chance to get a win here. I think we're gonna go, to make it the no team to never get the Super Bowl 3 beat. I think we're gonna go with the Chiefs will win and they become a first team in history to get a 3 beat. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre. Again, it looks like there you are, here's the list. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre. As we wrap up for the playoffs, now as we finish with the NFL, now we're wrapping it up. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre. And tomorrow we'll have for you Saturday doubleheader to you as the first game that is part of Thursday. The Cavaliers take on the Thunder, and the second game as the Rockets take on the Kings. Andre Genshin says so long, and at the end of the NFL 2024 season to wrap up and complete. This is Andre Genshin saying so long and have a wonderful day, and see you tomorrow. And the NFL has been finished. Sign up and peace out. Good night.